Hope you are doing well. We harvested 3 buckets of flowers at the farm. Sorry, I'm still chewing something. And I just got back from the eye doctor. Everything's good in this eye, so I can stop using the steroid, and hopefully that's the end of it for a while. But what we're going to do before we start making bouquets, I'm going to do some major reorganization over here. So our garage, and I've talked about this before, is a multi-purpose space. It's our home gym. It's my husband's bike maintenance facility. It's a storage space. It's my flower shed. It's a lot of stuff. And for a while, the poor guy harbored hopes that we could park one of the cars in here. And that's just not to be. And he's finally accepted that. So it's funny, when I first moved to California, I could not understand why people didn't park their cars in their garages, because everywhere I've ever lived, we've parked in our garages. But also, with the exception of Florida, everywhere I've ever lived, we've had basements. We've had places for storage, and that doesn't exist here. So everybody uses their garage as the storage unit. We have worked over the last year since our renovation to reorganize in here, and things are a lot better. But now that I know I have a little bit more space I can work with, I am going to do just a bit of reorganization over here so that I can have full access to my table. This is actually an old sewing cutting table that I got when I was in grad school, and it's come in use in so many ways, so many times. But it is excellent for making bouquets and other things because it's waist height. It's like counter height. So it's really nice. You don't hurt your back working on it. So I would like to have that out. It folds up nicely so that it's very narrow, has a very small profile. I would like to put a different table here on the wall to use to store things on and under, so that then I have access to this table that I can roll out anytime I need to work on bouquets or other stuff and not have to disassemble everything. So that's what I'm going to do now. Buffy, I was just looking at her because she's standing up right now. She's, I think, starting to improve. She's spending more time standing, which is great. Her tail is still down. I think she needs another Epsom salt bath because her back end is pretty dirty, even though I've been changing her bedding a couple times a day. But it heartens me to see her spending more time standing. That is a really good sign. Okay, so I'm going to get this job done, and then we'll make a couple bouquets. My mother-in-law arrives today. Mike is picking her up right now from the airport, so I'd like to have a nice bouquet to go in her bedroom. And then before I make the rest of them, I got a special order for a succulent garden. So I want to go make that, and then that's probably going to be all I can fit in for the day. What do you think? I like it. I think it's really pretty. It's very simple, very kind of monochrome, but I like it. So we've got in here, I can't remember all the species. We've got crassulas, we've got Hoyas, we've got Echeverias. I can't remember everything, you guys, but I think it looks really pretty. So my camera battery died, so I'm going to close out this video on my phone. I hope the sound is okay, but since we're in the greenhouse, I'm thinking it probably is. So, you know, kind of a jumble of things in today's video, but we've got family in town, and so it's going to be hit or miss for the next couple of days with recording, but I'll do what I can. So next project is going to be kind of finishing off some things at the farm, but for the most part, we are buttoned up there until the tulip bulbs come in, and then when the seedlings come the first week of December. So I'm not going to be doing that much more out there other than going out there and checking on everything, making sure nothing's being eaten, making sure all the irrigation is working, all that good stuff. With that last rain that we just had, we got about a 1/4 inch, so not a lot, but not nothing. So I'm happy. It's funny because this roof is a slanted roof. I gather water off of it into I have a 65-gallon rain barrel next to it. Just the last 2 rains that we had, I think total of over the course of those 2 rainstorms, maybe 1.75 inches. The 65-gallon barrel is almost full. So, you know, this is a 9x12 greenhouse. It's not a huge roof, but the water collection, it works. So if you have any kind of structure like this, just like I collect water off of the shed at the farm, it doesn't take much, because it's a big surface area, and then it all gets gathered into a small space. And so you can really stretch your water usage that way. And what I like about it is it's not potable. I can't drink it, but the plants can drink it. And it does not have any chlorine or anything like that in it because it's rainwater. And so it's great for mixing with things like compost tea, worm compost tea, because there's no chemicals in it that will kill the living bacteria and fungi that are in it. So that's why I love to collect rainwater. Also, the plants just seem to do better with it. I don't know if it's because there's more nitrogen or what, but they just really like it more than irrigated water. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I think tomorrow, if I have time for filming, because we're going to be doing some hikes to get everybody out of the house and enjoy this beautiful fall weather. I think I want to empty out my strawberry tower and put all these new violas in there. But I do need some new potting soil. All I have right now is plain compost, which is too much to fill a whole container with. You need to mix that with some things. And I have a succulent mix. And so I think they'd be better off in a regular potting mix. So I'll just need to grab a bag of that, and then we can empty out all the basil that is starting to go over. We're getting cold at night now. Last night it was 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So, you know, that basil does not like that. It's time to come out and replace it with some violas and beautiful, I think there's some pansies in there too. Things that will carry us through the season. They'll be nice and happy with that. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.